and welcome back to the CineClub podcast. I'm Elliott.
I'm Billy.
I'm Connell.
And I'm Jake. Today we're discussing the subgenre of Hong Kong action films, from the highly choreographed martial arts fights to the destructive stunts and set pieces. Let's start with arguably the most iconic star of the genre, Bruce Lee. What's your favourite of his films?
I think pretty much everyone will just say Enter the Dragon.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to put that too.
You can't really go
All right,
wrong with
moving
it.
on.
Yeah, right, that's it. No more Lee.
Question answered. No, I mean, well, it's got to be Enter the Dragon. I don't know. I think all of the others are very, very good in their own way, but Enter the Dragon's a weird one where you take the star out of like Hong Kong and make a film with them, and it'll not be quite as good because it like doesn't feel like as authentic.
Yeah.
But Enter the Dragon almost has the opposite effect, where it feels like just as authentic, but you get like cool Americans as well, which you like.
I don't know how cool I would call John Saxon.
He's Nancy Thompson's dad fighting at the tournament.
It's quite
that is cool.
It's quite funny though when you're watching it. Like I rewatched it not that long ago, and you've just got like the completely like uncut shots of Bruce Lee fighting, and then it cuts to like it must be a body double or something doing like the stunts.
I'm sure he was a martial artist at the time.
Because they're like, it's as if they're trying to hide him doing the stuff. So I thought, oh yeah, it'll just be some guy standing in for him.
I don't know. I think he's surprisingly good in it, because this was the first thing I'd seen him in, so he wasn't Nancy's dad or like the old fella in like every horror film at that point. He was just like Roper, I think he's called, and I was like, he's cool. And like the Jim Kelly character's really cool as well.
Jim Kelly's amazing.
He's
in this.
really
He's so
good
cool.
in it. So like,
man, you're right out of a comic.
it's just great. It's like you get like this weird sort of mix of like, in the same way like something like Big Trouble in Little China's like, it's like a blend of Hong Kong martial arts with like a John Wayne film. This feels like a sort of like Hong Kong martial arts, blaxploitation, like sort of like a, I don't know, like a 70s crime thriller at the same time. It's like
you just get everything in it.
You do. You just get a bit of all sorts, and I'm a sucker for a film that takes place in one location. So you get the island, which is like really cool. You get the whole thing set in this like, you know, sort of off the grid island owned by this one mysterious guy who's like, you know, like a drug dealer or something. But
hang on a second.
Sounds a bit familiar, doesn't it?
Well, that actually is the premise. That he's like Bruce Lee gets sent to the island because he's not just making heroin. He's like trafficking people as well. Isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So
Sound
quite prophetic.
He's looking for his sister, isn't it? Is that
No,
that's right. Yeah,
he wants revenge on his sister.
Oh, yeah,
sister
because his sister
died
gets killed,
into
yeah.
his hand, I think, and then he shows up and then he has a
Yeah.
fucking bear claw.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was it's his right hand man who kills his sister.
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
I'm sure the flashback was deleted in some of the original versions.
That's possible, yeah.
But like now, because it was quite graphic. It should like rather than having the people like, you know, get to her, she like kills herself with a piece of broken glass.
She does.
She also kicks a lot of ass in that
She
scene.
She does,
So cool.
in just that one scene.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's been. I mean, Enter the Dragon is one of those films that's been like chopped to bits for years. Like, because I think I've got the Blu-ray I've got now is the full uncut version, but I did find like the uncut like re-release of it on VHS as well, which is really cool. But like, yeah, when it originally came out, they'd like cut all the nunchucks out, they'd cut all of the like most of the violence, which means that's the cool. That's the cool part. Yeah, that's what you're watching.
When he fights like the right hand man, he obviously goes at him with the bottle and he chucks him. He like jumps on top of him, and you can hear like the crunching in there.
Yeah,
Lush.
It's class.
And it's just like a proper. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt,
No,
but you've just got like a proper random gallery of cameos as well. Like Bolo Young's in it, Jackie Chan's in it, Sammo Hung's in it.
Oh, I didn't know Sammo Hung was in it. I knew about Jackie Chan. But
At the very start, before he goes to the island, when he's at the school teaching, I think I'm pretty sure Sammo Hung is the person that he's showing the
he's like
technique on there.
Right, okay.
Well,
That makes sense.
it's like so cool because this is sort of the big film, and then you get to see these stars who would go on to be sort of carry on the torch after Bruce Lee died.
That's what I mean. It's like these are all like massive martial arts stars, and some like a couple of them didn't really make it that big in America, but like this was like Warner Brothers film, you know, it was like totally made, like cultivating the next generation of like actors who would like take over and basically fill that niche that Bruce Lee had then created, like just before he died, you know. So it is. really cool. I mean, it's just such a cool film. There's like no way
You can't go
deny
wrong with it.
Yeah. I also love everything Bolo Young is in because he's just like
Yeah.
he's a man of very little words, but he's so expressive.
He is. He's always got like a hell of a presence whenever
Yeah.
he shows up. But like, yeah, I'm trying. I like Bob Wall in this film's really cool as well. He's like the sort of like one of the most 70s looking characters in the whole thing, like the really hairy looking dude who's just like, I mean, there to kick ass and get his ass kicked, but like still, it's just so cool. Especially, I think this film as well, once it gets to the end and like basically they just lose control of the whole island, and it's just like a sea of these people just like beating the crap out of each other, and it's just like it's amazing. It's so cool.
Well, after I'd rewatched it, I was like watching all the bonus features on it, and it was quite cool. Because I'm pretty sure it's like the island's like a mix of 3 different things. So it's like a certain like a building on this island, and then like a load of tennis courts and stuff like that. It was quite cool. They had like a video as well of them going back to all these locations, but they're all just completely run down now and falling to bits, which is a shame.
That's a shame. They should have made like a resort out of it. Like I would have went there. Hans Island. It's like be class.
Secret underground tours of the heroin den.
No, that's another bit I love actually. That because I'm sure most of that was cut out originally. The bit where he like sneaks in.
This film must not have made any sense to people at the
No,
time.
yeah,
It's like such a wonder that it was so well received.
And it was so popular. I know it was. Well, I think the thing is, it was chopped to bits, but you just couldn't really hardly find it that much, as far as I can tell. But it didn't get like anywhere near as big of a like mainstream release over here as it did in America. I don't think. But
you say
still.
that my uncle watched this in a cinema in Southfield, and ever since he's basically dedicated his life to martial arts and Hong Kong stuff. Yeah,
wow.
He's like he knows all the Wing Chun moves.
Really?
He had Bruce Lee's yellow Game of Death jumpsuit.
Oh, it's so cool.
He's like constantly back and forth to Hong Kong. Yeah,
that's amazing.
He's like an expert with nunchucks.
Can we have him on as a guest?
I was actually I was this close to like saying, "Do you want to come on?" And we'll just tell a bit about how obsessed you've become.
Yeah, that would
with,
have been really interesting.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow. Well, there you go. I'd take it all back. Then it did leave an impression in the UK after all. So, but yeah, I love and the way he's like sneaking around and like sort of like fighting them, but he like works his way through the different weapons. So he has like a bow staff, he has the nunchucks, he has like
sort of billy clubs at one
billy
point.
clubs, a snake. It's like everything.
So cool. It's like when you like in one of those sort of side-scrolling platformers where like there's just objects on the floor and you pick them up and you lose them after.
And
a
you
couple
lose
of
them
hits.
after you've got hit a couple of times. It's exactly what it's like. I think
Streets of Rage kind of like
exactly
thing going on,
exactly like that. I think that's probably a pretty massive quality as to why I like all of these films so much, because somebody who spent years playing like Final Fight, Streets of Rage, Double Dragon, all that kind of thing, the influence is so like plain as day on those games of like, you know, you've got the boss's hideout, the like sort of evil there, you work your way up the levels. Like, I mean, Game of Death is basically just Kung Fu Master, the arcade game where you go up a different flight of stairs up to the next level and fight like a different boss character. Like it's so much like a video game, which I love. So yeah,
it's quite an interesting one to contrast with leading on there. Actually, Game of Death.
Yeah.
A bit of a mess.
A bit of a mess. Yeah, I can't really argue with
It's
that.
only really that third act that's worth watching.
I do wish I knew that before I went to see it, because I was under the impression that it was like a full, as a lot of people probably were, that it was a full Bruce Lee thing.
Yeah.
But it's not even remotely convincing. Like it's so.
It's only enough like what was it like 28
it's like
minutes?
20 minutes at the end. Yeah,
I think I watched the
pretty much.
first 5 minutes of it, and like the really bad. It was like a really bad like early whatever it was 70s job of
The
like,
sort
pasting
of-
his face over the top of the. And it looked. I switched it off and I just watched the ending bit on YouTube.
That's the better way to do it. I mean, the thing is, because it's a really hard one to talk about, because like I didn't know that. I went into it, I watched it, but I still had quite a good time, because after the whole, when they're doing like the superimposing Bruce Lee's face on the guy, if they did that nowadays, you probably could get away with it. Actually, probably would be quite convincing, but because it was like the 70s and that technology
And it
just
just
didn't
looked terrible.
exist, and they basically use like a lookalike, but they kind of do like. They do the thing where they're like, no, he looks nothing like Bruce Lee, so they kind of like cut away, or they'll do like something to make it, or make like so you can't see his face. So there's a quite a funny bit later on, and it's quite, to be fair, it's quite a cool fight scene, because like this guy, I mean, he's no Bruce Lee, but he can still, you know, he can fight like as a lot of these Hong Kong actors can. but there's a bit where he like rides a motorbike into like this factory. But he never takes the motorbike helmet off in the entire fight. So he's got the yellow jumpsuit on, so you know he's on his way to like the final showdown.
But he's got the helmet.
But he's got this like bright yellow like bike
Kill
helmet
Bill,
on,
like
Kill Bill, yeah. And he's like fighting all these people, but you never see his face, and it's like, it's just not Bruce Lee, but still, it's funny how much they tried. They really, really wanted to get a film.
Bruce Lee's own production started Bruceploitation, I guess.
Literally, yeah, exactly that.
Yeah, because I watched this like when I was like 13, and I was already like obsessed with Enter the Dragon because like I was a massive Mortal Kombat fan when I was a kid, and then there was like that and Bloodsport were like, oh my gosh, just Mortal Kombat.
They just are Mortal Kombat, yeah.
And then I watched Game of Death on like Amazon or whatever it was on at the time, and then I'm like, hang on a second, that's not Bruce Lee.
It's just like it's so
just
obvious, and it was like
him.
it was really funny because I think I went to see it with my grandpa, and like and he was like, where's Bruce Lee? I was like, that's a good question. I was like, I don't really know. And then afterwards, I like sort of clocked on what happened. But then, like you say, Bruceploitation is like such a thing because I think I watched a review of Game of Death 2 once. I've never watched it. I really want to now because like I'm sure they say like the final act of it is like he goes into like this, goes into like this castle and he like fights this guy. But like he's like sword fighting, and there's like lightsaber sounds. He's got like an electric wall, and it's just insane.
Well, it's like what I sent you the other day. The one that I came across. It was the plot. The premise was after they never say he's called Bruce Lee. It's Bruce in quotation marks. After he dies, he goes to the underworld, and he has to fight an army of mummies, Count Dracula, Popeye the Sailor, Clint Eastwood.
It's just crazy. Yeah, like somebody greenlit that film. Like I just love the fact that like they were like willing to do literally anything if it was sort of Bruce Lee related.
I thought you were joking at first because like that's just the plot of Castlevania, and then you got to
literally,
Popeye and like,
it
whoa.
basically is. But I was saying about no retreat, no surrender. You might have seen this, Elliott. It's like, I mean, that's another really terrible one. But it's like they're just like rip off Karate Kid, but instead of Mr. Miyagi, it's the ghost of Bruce Lee trains this kid how to fight Jean-Claude Van Damme. But it's like it's just like really stupid because this kid's got like Bruce Lee posters all over his room. It's like, what do I do, Bruce? And then Bruce is like, you fight him. And he's like, what the fuck? It's like it's just crazy.
Why does that oddly remind me of like Tenacious D? And it's like in The Pick of Destiny when he's like praying to Ronnie James Dio, and then Ronnie James Dio comes to life as a poster.
It feels like it should be like a parody, like or like a joke
but
scene.
It's played completely serious.
It's played dead,
That's
like
wild.
completely serious. That actually happens, but there's like, I mean, it's unbelievable. It's like it really, you have to watch it because it's just there's so many things that happen in it. I think there's like the part that always sticks out in my head. There's a bit he goes to this girl's birthday party. He has a crush on the girl. He like gives her a rabbit or something for a birthday present, and then she's like, "Oh my god, a rabbit!" And it's like, who the hell does that? It's like, do it to your friend, and then they're like beat him up and like for no reason at this birthday party. He like gives her the lovely present, and then these kids just start like beating them to death, and it's like, what is going on? It's unbelievable.
So surreal, but it's so funny.
Incredible.
It's such a like it's so bad, but it's like it's just like I couldn't fathom it. I was like literally sat like watching it like mouth agape for like an hour and a half. I was like, what is this? It's brilliant. But so
maybe pivoting from parodied Bruce Lee to good Bruce Lee.
From Bruceploitation.
Way of the Dragon is a very
That's
good one.
That's a great one.
That's probably my second favourite.
Watched that for the first time last year, and I didn't realise how good it was.
It's the Chuck Norris fight that just wins me over every time. It's so good.
I like the fact that it's like that one's quite cool because it's set in Rome. You don't really get many of these Hong Kong films set somewhere else, and I like the fact that like he goes around and he's just like, it's nothing special. He just doesn't care. It's like. So that's all quite cool. Is Way of the Dragon the one where they have like a restaurant?
Yeah, the restaurant.
Yeah.
It has the cool alley fight.
The bit, the bit in the alleyway is
just
brilliant.
chucking people all over.
Chucking people in the bins and stuff. It's so good.
I mean, this is the problem. You'll hear me doing that a lot in this episode of like I've seen a lot of these, but I can't remember. There's quite a lot of them where it's like I'll remember a moment, but I just won't remember what film it's from. But I do remember Way of the Dragon because. That one I saw at the Tyneside actually. I was quite lucky to catch that when that was on. So I saw, and that was another one I saw with my grandpa, and he loved that one because he loves like Italy and stuff. So I didn't realize it was set in Rome, and he was like, "Oh, it's really cool. It's like Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris, Roman Colosseum." I mean, that fight at the end is just brilliant.
It's so good. It's like probably my favorite action. One of my favorite action scenes of all time.
I think my favorite out of all of these is probably the bit in Fist of Fury where he goes to the dojo and they're all crowding around him in a circle, and he's like posed up, just like goes,
does them all,
knocks them all out one by one. There's like a whole like just loads of them coming at him en masse, and and he does the same thing where he like works his way through the different weapons, and they're just, I mean, it looks so painful. They look like they're really, really getting their asses kicked, and like it's just so cool. I mean. Go on, sorry.
I was going to say my favourite fight has got to be the Ice Factory. That's the big boss, isn't it?
Big boss. Oh, I love that one. That's always sticks out in my head because of the bit where he punches the guy through the wall. It's like something out of Looney Tunes because it's just like it's like the sort of like shape of him. Where
Reese had the poster up before and he was like, "That's nobody's shadow." I was like, "Oh no, it's like a cartoon cutout thing." That's
exactly what it's like.
Really,
that's a great one.
That was like felt like a bit of a gleam of like the comedic stuff that would come later on as well.
Yeah, actually, it does.
But that was like his first major film, wasn't it?
Yeah. Because he'd been working in America at that point, trying to get his American breakthrough. That never happened because he was just like sort of getting shafted in TV shows the whole time, and then eventually that one came out, made him a star in Hong Kong, and then America started paying attention. We're like, right, well, we'll do Enter the Dragon. And then he died.
Yeah, with the television stuff as well. Kato, very cool. Yeah. And then I'm pretty sure my dad always tells the story that Kung Fu was meant to be his show, but they pinched it off him.
It was David Carradine, wasn't it?
Yeah, David Carradine with like a Chinese name.
Yeah. I think that was the thing that made him go back to Hong Kong, because he was like, he had like basically everything riding on that to be his breakthrough and not just be the sidekick anymore. And then totally screwed him over at the last minute.
Did any of you ever watch it was called Dragon, the Bruce Lee story?
I was just about to say, I only know about that because I've seen Dragon, which that in itself I quite like, although it's like film, it makes quite a lot of stuff up, but I think who's the actor who plays him? Because I really like him.
He's
in that.
The John Cleese Jungle Book film from the 90s. I know he's in that.
That's a very random
so
I was going to say he's in the new Mulan.
We had it on VHS. We had it on VHS. I used to like that one.
Is it Jason Scott Lee? I think it might be, but he's really good in it. And actually, speaking of Lee films from the 90s that aren't quite Lee films, but The Crow is really cool as well.
The Crow.
I was just about to say, like, when you said about it making stuff up, Dragon, they say about the Bruce Lee curse, like, coming after his family.
Yeah, well, that's it, because
that's still going on to this day. I think people still say that.
That he's still cursed. Well, but the thing is, in this film, it's really funny because the manifested to be like this monster that he has to fight. So there's like a bit where he's like having like a nightmare, and he's like fighting the Bruce Lee curse. It's like this like big shogun.
It's like a big Dark Souls enemy he's fighting.
Actually.
But it is actually quite like it's stupid, but it is really cool. Yeah. Like I think it's like, if you're like looking for a really factual retelling, then obviously he didn't actually fight a shogun. That was his curse. But like, but for film entertainment value, it is quite cool. But I forgot about that. Actually, that is quite a cool film. I think I've got the game of that on the Mega Drive.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
But trying to think of other bits. I mean, Fist of Fury is probably my favorite of the Hong Kong ones. I just think it's got some of the best moments, and it's also the one that like kind of has something to say, because I hadn't really cottoned onto it too much until I started researching it for an essay I did, and like the whole message of like, you know, anti-Japanese imperialists and all that, and him basically becoming like a one-man army to try and stop them.
Yeah.
And then it's got like such a downer ending where he like sacrifices himself.
Is it the freeze frame one?
Freeze frame, he jumps into the guns, which is another thing to do in Game of Death, because I'm sure they say that they're like one of those was like one of the people on set was like actually trying to kill him or something. I think
a lot of them have downer endings because
that's true. Yeah,
the big boss, he just gets let off in handcuffs.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, he kills the bad guy, and then all of a sudden the police just like she comes back saying, "I've got the police," and then he just gets arrested, and that's how the film ends.
Can I use that to segue? We're going into Jackie Chan now.
Yeah.
Okay. That's one thing I think in a lot of these films. One of my favourite things about these Hong Kong martial arts films is the way they end sometimes, because it'll either end on like they usually end really quickly, like really out of nowhere. So sometimes they'll just end on like a punch, and it's like, right, that's it, over. But then most of the time, it's like you literally watch these characters go absolutely berserk, and then the consequences actually catch up to them. It's like if it was like an American film, they'd be like, "Oh, it's okay, we'll let you off because like you were a hero." But like, Yes, Madam's probably my favorite example where the two of them, they're handing their badges because they don't think the police like justice system's going to do anything to help them. They go around to this fella's like the house, which is like the final boss's lair, smash all of his glass, kill all of his henchmen, kill him, and then they like get dragged out in handcuffs. One of them tries to like kill them, and I'm sure then they kill the last guy left, who was like basically the only witness to the whole thing. They kill him in front of all of the police, and then the credits are rolling as they're like screaming, getting taken off in handcuffs. It's so crazy. It's amazing. But like they do that in quite a few where it's just like you've caused like literally unrepairable damage. Like there's no way we could possibly employ you again, and they're just like, whatever, fuck you. Roll credits. That's how Police Story ends as well, where it's like they're like, don't do it, and then he's like, I'm gonna do it, and then he like punches the guy down the stairs, and he's like wrestling them as they're like trying to hold him back because he's so angry. Just amazing.
Well, the thing with Police Story is as well, it's just like it gets increasingly more destructive as the films go along. It's like you think that sort of classic stunt of him going down the pool is going to be the extent of it. No, second one he blows up a massive fireworks factory.
That's true. Yeah,
and then the third one he's on a moving train with a helicopter chained to it, like ducking in and out of bridges.
GTA 5.
It's like an actual GTA stunt.
It's amazing. But like, I mean, Police Story is just like, I think probably the best example of like, I mean, I would argue the best example out of any of them, like, period. But out of the 80s stuff and out of the Jackie Chan stuff, I think it's the best showcase for just like the like sort of like, it's just relentless. Like the stunts are constant, the fights are so fast, and like I just don't think anything quite matches up to that whole final showdown in the shopping centre. It's just like amazing.
It is still my favourite of Jackie Chan's ones, no matter how many of them I've watched.
It was the one that sort of put me on to Jackie Chan because I'd basically watched all of the Bruce Lee ones at this point, dabbled in a couple of Van Damme ones, loved Bloodsport, quite like Kickboxer, and then I was like, I need something else. And I was literally just looking through like, top 10 Hong Kong martial arts films, and like Police Story always came up, and I was like, but I just thought, because I was like, Police Story, and every picture he has a gun, I thought, is he just going to be like shooting people? Where's the fun in that? And then you watch it, and it's like...
And then you watch it, and he's like destroying a whole shanty town with cars.
Cars, I know, it's unbelievable.
That was ridiculous, that moment, but I loved it.
It's so cool.
I just feel he's like constantly trying to one-up himself in every single one of his films. It's like Armour of God. What on earth is that?
That is a crazy film. I mean, I've watched some mental like of these like martial arts films, but I don't even think we've scratched the surface. That's the thing. Like Armour of God's crazy, but like there are clips of some other ones that are just like, it's like literally unfathomable. It's like, how did this get made?
If for anyone who doesn't know what Armour of God is, what I wrote on it is Jackie Chan plays a pop star turned Tomb Raider called Asian Hawk. He drives around in a Mitsubishi branded car, but it looks like an 80s toy with all of its little gadgets.
It does as well.
He fights a group of Satan worshipping black female monks in an underground castle in Eastern Europe at the end, and then when all the caves start to collapse in, he goes and runs and he cliff dives off the end of the cliff and parachutes to safety. He doesn't. He gets the hot air balloon, doesn't he?
He gets the hot air balloon, and you're forgetting the bit as well where they're all like the entire. Doesn't it like the entire like cult of monks like corner him, and he has like a load of fireworks and dynamite in his jacket. And he threatens to blow them all up, but he's already like lit all of the dynamite, so he's like running away from them while like trying not to blow himself up at the same time. And you just know that he probably was like
he probably did
actual live explosives at these actors, and they would just chill with it. It's
this movie sounds awesome.
It is absolutely tremendous. It's crazy. It's so good. I think out of the other ones that are on Police Story, Project A is probably my favorite.
A is amazing.
That's a really good one where it's like, don't they like they're sort of like marine sea-bound police officers or something.
The Coast Guard,
the Coast Guard, which is just so funny to me because it's like the idea of like lifeguards and then Jackie Chan as like the co-star.
He's literally had every job under the sun in these films.
He does as well.
It's him and Sammo Hung, isn't it? As Coast Guards. Yeah.
I'm sure isn't Yuen Biao in that one as well?
Yes, he is.
Because that's one of the
that's like the trio.
The trio, the Lucky Stars, which like that was like one of the ones that established them. Because that's the thing with Jackie Chan. He has his own solo stuff, but at the same time, he's also doing this with like.
I didn't realize they had their own trio name.
The Lucky Stars, because they did a trilogy where it was like the three of them establishing them as like the sort of recurring characters, and then whenever they turn up in another thing, I always just call them the Lucky Stars because that's kind of what they were to me.
Well, you've got your Dragon, the one that I watched
Dragons
on your
Forever,
recommendation,
yeah.
Dragons Forever, and Wheels on Meals.
That's the only one I've not seen. Actually, I've quite
Wheels on Meals is really fun. It's just another silly one. That's what I quite like. Sammo Hung, I feel like you can sort of lump him in this little Jackie Chan section that we're going because they're so tied together. I love Sammo Hung. He's so good.
He's really good.
He's really funny.
And so many of these.
I like the fact that there was a big sort of action star who wasn't ripped to shreds.
Yeah. He's cool. I just like the fact that he's really tough in a fight, but he kind of just looks like an everyman.
Yeah,
and
he does. He just looks like a bloke.
I think most of them do. That's the thing, because they don't make it particularly obvious. Like Dragons Forever, they're not massively convincing as lawyers, but like they could just be lawyers.
The lawyers seem to be terrible. I like the action.
All the lawyer bits are terrible. Although the only thing that gave me a chuckle, you might have noticed this. Did you know who the judge was in all the lawyer scenes?
I do. It rings a bell.
He's the bad guy from the start of Temple of Doom, who he's Lao Che, who poisons Indiana Jones. And I was like sitting the whole time, I was like, what do I know him from? I'm sure I've seen him in like an American film, and then I looked and I was like, oh my god, of course it's
what got a laugh out of me in that one was where it's a big action film, but it devolves halfway, like in one of the court scenes, to complete melodrama where Jackie Chan's interrogating this star witness, and his big leading question is, "Do you love me?
Do you love me?" And the judge
can't lie, and the judge goes along with it.
He's like, "No, this is serious. You need to answer." And like everybody else in the room,
it's like, "What on earth are you talking about?
What is this?" But he's like, the judge is so funny because he's like probably smiling along, like, I know what you're doing. He's like, "It's like, what is wrong with you? That is like the most illegal thing imaginable." That one's really good.
It's
like proper borderline harassment, but like, but it is. The film is great. To be fair, it's just
you've got the action bit at the end and the chemical plant as well. I've forgotten his name, but he's like a famous kickboxer or something. He was uncredited in it, but he gets like a big action scene.
Isn't the bad guy, like the main sort of bad guy in Dragons Forever, also like one of the police chief people in Police Story?
I think he might be.
I'm sure but they like put a mustache on him.
They put a mustache and give him a cigar that he's constantly put. Like he starts swinging around on the guardrails, and then he starts like sliding down it while puffing his cigar, like just like
he literally is. He's like a villain in a Sega game. Yeah. That's what it's like. It's just they're so like cartoonishly like evil, like so many of these bad guys, but there you go. That's another thing I love about these is I feel like the setup where the last fight is going to be sometimes. So Dragons Forever does it where it's like, a chemical plant. Look at all these colors and these vats and these things that could be destroyed in a fight. I wonder what this is going to lead to. And then Drunken Master 2 does the exact same thing where you see all the workers in the
ironworks,
like the ironwork, steel mill, something like that, and you're like, wow, that's a really cool looking set. Be a shame if they just wasted it on all of these scenes with the steelworkers.
In that bit where it's like the flaming coals, I thought the flames would be fake, and then it cuts to the end where he's doing like
literally throwing himself.
He's throwing himself on hot coals.
It's just
like, what is the matter with this bloke?
Doesn't he like he's like actually like blowing the fire as well?
Yeah,
like that was an actual thing he did, and the whole thing where that one of my favorite fights in that was the bit in the tea room, where they're all coming from like all the windows and like smashing their way through. And he's got like the bamboo cane, but he's like gets the arms trapped in a bamboo cane and snaps it so that it's like it looks so painful.
I know exactly which one. I was like sort of playing it back in my head. It's like when it's him and the older man.
And
then there's like about 100 people just start swarming it.
That's just like it's
so cool.
It's like the bit in Ninja Turtles where all the foot soldiers come to April's apartment, but they're just like coming through the windows. They're like coming up the stairs. He destroys the staircase at one point. There's like nothing left of this tea room by the end of it because they're just like all the environments are so destructible and he's just like, I see, he's just swinging this bamboo pole about, and he's like, it's so cool. That was like an amazing sequence, and I mean, you could say that about so many.
Yeah, you could say that about pretty much.
You literally say that about any of them, and I think the reason why so many of these work is because when it's not being really action packed, it's being funny. Like, I think that's what I like about these Jackie Chan ones, is it balances it without it ever feeling. They feel a little bit daft, but they never feel like it's taken away from it. Like, some of them are, really stupid, and not all of them are that funny. Like Operation Condor has like some really stupid bits.
I wasn't as keen. Like at the end where he's okay, they're in a Nazi underground bunker in the middle of the desert to find hidden gold, and then
which they've like just stumbled upon.
Just stumbled upon,
like as if it was.
And then it's like a big
deal.
air vacuum sealed chamber, and they can control it from so like they start flying around in the air. And at one point, Jackie Chan shouts Superman and puts his fist forward and like flies towards someone and punches them into the wall like Superman.
It's crazy.
Are you sure you're not talking about Hellboy?
It is crazy.
It's just, that's what I mean. Like, you don't know what you're getting with these films, because he's got a different.
No.
It's the same sort of character, but it's like a completely different role, completely different setting every time. Like,
he's like the most employed man in Hong Kong. It's like there's like not a job that he hasn't done.
Well, I think Crime Story is quite an interesting one to compare to Police Story, because it's like basically the exact same sort of setup. Like, they're both police officers on the case. Crime Story's miserable.
Stories.
Yeah, but
is it?
Yeah, there's not really any. I think it's a true story. I didn't realize, because it's like it ends and then loads of text just starts coming up telling you about this. It was like, do you know like when you watch Goodfellas for the first time and they start telling you that it's a true story at the end?
Yeah.
It was like that. I was like, what? This is a true story. You've just blown up the whole apartment block 2 minutes ago.
That bit where Jackie Chan jumped off a plane. Yeah, this guy actually did that in real life.
But it was like him and his like dirty cop partner or something, and they go to this apartment block near the end of it. Literally level an entire apartment block. I'm not even joking. You need to watch this just for this scene.
That does sound amazing.
Windows are exploding all over the place. This entire apartment block in Hong Kong just on fire. Like, building crumbling to bits.
I'll tell you what, that's reminded us of another one of my favourite destructible sequences where he ruins an entire person's livelihood, is Rumble in the Bronx.
Yeah, with the shop.
He destroys this woman's corner shop, and she's like left sat on the toilet with like no building around her, and he's just like, sorry. It's like, all it was there was like a couple of thugs came in,
and he's just like somehow destroyed a whole.
Escalated so quickly.
Well, it's at the end as well, where he gets on like a watercraft and starts driving around the streets in New York in a hovercraft.
It's amazing. It's not even like a one-man hovercraft, even it's like a full-size thing.
I'd love to be a spectator on this, just like a one guy, like just like going around watching whatever Jackie Chan's doing, but like, is that really necessary?
I just love to be like a fly on the wall in the writer's room where they're like, right, Jackie, what are you going to do this time? It's like, oh, I've got it. You know what we haven't done yet? A hovercraft. And they're like, what?
Well, that's the thing. In Crime Story, he ends up on like a shipwrecked ship.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's half underwater. And like, there's like the floor's all rolling around, and to get out of it, he has to go down further and like start drowning himself. He has to break a window and start floating the ship to get out. Yeah.
Right, so you can like float back up.
I think that's what got me when I watched Rush Hour for the first time. It's just, it's like, it just doesn't feel on the same scale as
Rush Hour's like tamed down a bit, but like
you get that cool one. Yeah,
like,
you get
now
the cool
that
bit
I saw
in the
Police Story.
Chinese restaurant upstairs.
Yeah, that.
But like, I didn't think
who kicked me?
I didn't think the third act was sort of as up to scratch as some of his other things, which is why I like the second one more than the first one.
Yeah,
this is why I
wholeheartedly agree that the second one is my favorite.
I am definitely now going to be going all over this, because I'm probably the poser of this group, because the closest stuff, I mean, I've seen Police Story, I've seen Hard Boiled, which we're going to be talking about later, but the Rush Hour series of films, they're just something else for me.
Really
2 is the best.
2
always will
like
be.
2.
Like, I feel like the chemistry between Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker is actually really good.
Yeah.
Like, it's
I think it's a little bit awkward in the first one, because like the first hour or so they're just doing the classic, oh, you don't understand me, like, and then eventually they like start kind of befriending each other, but still sort of hate each other, which is quite funny, because there's a whole bit where he's like arguing about like my dad wouldn't have done that, your dad wouldn't have done that, and like, and the whole bit with his ID as well, that always cracks us up. But the second one, they're already like an established double
like
act at that point, so you sort of like, it's like, you know, Lethal Weapon 2 at that point. You sort of know where you stand with them, and they bring it back to Hong Kong as well, which is really
I think that's
funny.
why I was kind of hoping that it would stay the whole time, but then when they go to the Vegas casino and it's like a Chinese themed casino, then I could get away with it.
That in itself feels like it could have been like the end of a Jackie Chan film. Has he ever done that in a Hong Kong film? Like ended a film in a casino, like a big massive.
Nothing rings a bell.
Probably not. So that's what I mean. That's one of the few locations that he hadn't got around to. So Rush Hour feels like it's sort of filling that niche. And I mean, you know, Jackie Chan's doing all of the sort of fighting at that point. And I think they just have so much more fun with like the fact that Chris Tucker's like kind of useless in a fight, but like, but even the bit when they're like in the it's like sort of like the massage parlor or whatever, and it's like he like starts the fight accidentally. All of them come in, and you know that's quite funny because it's balancing. It's both really good like martial arts action, but it is also just funny because like, some of the one-liners are great.
What I find unbelievable is that the fact that he might still manage to keep his towel on, like,
in amongst all of that
the whole time, and it's a bit where he takes us off one of them, whacks him in the face, and then you just see a shot of this guy's ass, and then he just slaps his like balls.
It's so daft. It's when they get separated as well, and like and Chris Tucker's like he's like got like a chicken with him the whole time. And he's like telling the taxi driver not to like take his chicken with him. And then it's like, and meanwhile like Jackie Chan's like really emotional that he thinks he's died, and that's
the end bit as well where Jackie Chan's getting beat up and he's got like a bomb in his mouth, and then Chris Tucker's downstairs just gambling.
Yeah, he's like making a scene and like gambling, and then he tries to fight the because it's like the bad guy in the second one. She's in like she's in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and like House of Flying Daggers, and a few of those, it's really funny to see her in this as well. But like that whole thing where like she's like fighting Chris Tucker, but they like do the sort of like Jack Burton thing where he's like then taken out of it and he's just like basically like cracking wise the whole time while Jackie Chan has his chance to kick ass. And then the whole bit at the end where it's like
I will never forget the line where he's just like crazy ass.
It's when he switches up and he's like, no, think about this, Lee. You don't want to kill him. And then he's like, oh, your father's a nut. He's like, you're gonna let him talk about your daddy like that? He's like, you're a police officer, you have rules. And he's like, no, there's nobody up here but me, just shoot his ass. It's like
here's another wondrous thing in that same scene where he like where I think it's Ricky Tan shoots tries to shoot him, but like he just whips up a carpet and somehow the carpet deflects like the bullet. I'm like, whoa, like what's
and then somebody still blows themselves up, and that's how they end up having to jump out the window. But then you can't talk about these without talking about the outtakes though, for all of the Jackie Chan ones. But like, because the Jackie Chan ones, you watch him basically like nearly die 20 times. Like,
well, that is the highlight of like the ones that he is the focus of. The outtakes. That's why when you watch some of them, like that Crime Story didn't have the outtakes, and a lot of the Sammo Hung ones that he directed don't have the outtakes. It's like that Dragons Forever didn't have any outtakes, which I was expecting.
No, you're right. Actually, I was expecting that, but yeah. There you go.
Yeah, you don't get the bang for your buck if you don't watch them.
If you're not getting,
you don't see getting carted off to the hospital.
Exactly, all of the extra people like nearly dying at the end.
I mean, I think like when talking about the outtakes, thanks to Rush Hour 2, it has my favourite outtake of all time.
Is this the one where he gets rang on the phone in the airport, or is that a different?
No,
that one's funny.
It's a different one, but it's when Ricky Tan gets chucked out of the window, and then Chris Tucker goes, "Damn, he ain't gonna be in Rush Hour 3." That's my favorite outtake of all. I can't believe I'm
Don Cheadle in Rush Hour. It's so funny.
That's my favorite outtake where Chris Tucker keeps calling him Jackie Chan, and then he's just like, his name is Lee. God damn it! It's like Don Cheadle still stood like that with like a Chinese outfit,
like a foot-long ponytail. It's so funny.
It's so funny.
That's another good line in there where he's like Chris Tucker's threatening him, and he says, "I'll shoot you and say you fell in the kitchen." Like,
it's great. But yeah, Rush Hour 3 is quite fun as well. I think it's the weakest.
Yeah,
of the
it's
three.
my
I might
least
get round to it
favourite.
sometime.
If you get around, like I've said it before, and I'll say it again, it's worth it just to watch Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker punch Roman Polanski in the face.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I'm watching it now.
That's the highlight.
I
It's
know,
worth
but
it.
then it's soiled now because it's Brett Ratner directing it.
That's
Yep.
true. Yes,
Pot calling the kettle black.
that's true. But yeah, there is some good moments, good fights. Because then Chris Tucker, I'm sure. His arc is that by the third one he's trained himself to do martial arts a bit.
Okay.
So there's like a bit where he's like they're like at the top of the Eiffel Tower and he like beats all of these like martial arts guys. They're all lying there unconscious and then he's just everybody was kung fu fighting.
I love that.
But yeah, I mean I love those films. I think they're a good trilogy. They weren't like it's weird that they weren't my gateway though. Like I had watched Police Story, Rumble in the Bronx, a few like the other Jackie Chan Hong Kong ones beforehand, and then I think I just was like, I'm gonna segue, watch them, and I was vaguely aware of Chris Tucker from like some of the some of the films I'd seen him in, but also like some of his stand-up stuff, and yeah, I really like them. So
My gateway to like Jackie Chan films was a really like random one. It was a Mr. Nice Guy. And that one has some really good outtakes in it as well.
I know I've never seen that one actually. I do want to. It's just there's so many, and like I think you just forget that some of them even exist because I had forgotten about that.
I think it ends with him like climbing like a massive bulldozer like tractor thing, and it destroys like this drug lord's mansion, and he's just driving it in, and then he jumps out last seconds.
It's just crazy. I like it when they have a good vehicle sometimes though as well, because like what's the Jackie Chan one that you watched? I think you watched it fairly recently where there's like a really amazing car chase in it. And like, I cannot for the life of us remember which one it was because I watched it quite a while ago. But like, there's a few where it's like, where they do that. But like, what is it? Royal Warriors is one I watched ages ago. And this is weird because there's like, by the end, they do the same thing as a lot of them where Michelle Yeoh is like a police officer. She's like, oh, the law is like never gonna handle this, and then she steals some sort of like experimental prototype police tank and basically she like drives it into the middle of the battlefield. Hiroyuki Sanada is also in this film, like a young Hiroyuki Sanada. He's been like kidnapped or something. She's like coming at him in this like tank. He almost looks like terrified. He's like, Jesus Christ, what is she doing with this? And there's like, I mean, that's got amazing fight scenes as well. But like, yeah, that would be where I would say to go if you're looking for more. Watch some of Michelle Yeoh's Hong Kong films.
She was very good in Police Story 3. So
that was it. Because once I'd seen her in that, I was like, oh, so like this is. I didn't really realize she'd done so much of that beforehand. And then I started going through them, and like, it's just a rabbit hole though, because like one of them leads to another. So like, I was watching. So Yes, Madam has Michelle Yeoh and Cynthia Rothrock. Rothrock's like a Hong Kong. No, she shows up in Hong Kong films, which is Canadian, I think, but she like speaks. She's usually like, oh, this, like a police officer's been transferred from America to help you in this. But she's also in a film called Right and Wrongs, and she's in that with Yuan Biao out of the like Lucky Stars. So I was like, oh, it's like there's so much crossover. Like there's just like I just want to watch like you could watch like loads of them and still feel like you've never scratched the surface, which is kind of like where I feel I'm at with them. So there you go.
Yeah. Moving on to the dual-wielding gunfight of John Woo's films. And also you can lump in Chow Yun-fat with that because the two tend to go hand in hand all the time.
So, yeah.
My favourite is Hard Boiled because I think it is just...
It's the best one.
Yeah, it is the best one, but I think it's probably up there as one of the best action films of all time.
Yeah.
Like comparable to like The Matrix and stuff like that. It's like insane.
It's hard to argue with that, I think, because that's another one where it's like just the right amount of crossover with like the tropes of like the other Hong Kong ones where it's like there's loads of locations, loads of destructible environments, the whole hospital thing, you're like, right, this hospital's been like foreshadowed, something cool's going to happen then, and the whole final battle there is amazing. But this one has the whole like gun fu thing where they're just like shooting these people to bits, but like they make it look like it's still like a martial art, which is like amazing.
It's so cool.
Just any shot of them like jumping about with the two guns is just so cool.
I thought it was incredible. Because I don't think I've actually seen any of John Woo's films before. But this, like, when you were saying about the destructible environments, like, good God, it felt like it's like everything you touch would just explode at like any old point. And you know, I gotta say, it was what's the name of this character? Was it Tequila?
Tequila. Yeah.
What a name, by the way. But like, to be honest, throughout most of that film, I just had stuck in my head every time it was mentioned. But I gotta say, when he was wielding this, like, that shotgun at the end,
like a grenade launcher.
Yeah, it's got a 50 cal in there. Like, it reminds me of how like the physics would work in like. Well, a lot of shotgun physics would work in games in general, but especially Resident Evil, like in Resident Evil 4, where you would shoot them and you would just blow back these people.
That's what it's like. It's
far.
like, you know, the bit in Django Unchained where he gets, he gets shot and flies across the room. It's like, imagine that, but like that happens to every character for like the entire film. So like every gunshot is like, they're just like flying away. It's like, oh my god.
Ragdoll like a Gmod character.
It's so cool. It's like unbelievable amount of destruction. But you're right. I mean, it would be such a nightmare living the worlds. Just make yourself a cup of tea, like put the cup down, smash, it's like close the window. It's gone. It's like everything just gets broken.
It's just so. I feel there's just not a moment where you feel bored or it slows down. Like even beyond the action, I think the dynamic between Chow Yun-fat and Tony Leung is just amazing.
Yeah, like
it's
they're
so
really cool, and I love it's that John Woo trademark, the two guys holding the guns to each other's heads, and like it's just that whole thing of like we're both kind of on the same side, but we're doing it in a different way, and it's like it's so cool.
I love like the through line of like the rivalry with the guy in the eye patch as well.
Yeah,
and how like that's just cool. You can't really say much more than that. It's just really cool. And like that sort of carries on for a lot of the ones that Chow Yun-fat did with John Woo as well.
Yeah.
Like The Killer is really cool. A Better Tomorrow is really cool.
Is The Killer the one that ends in the church?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I thought so. That one is really cool.
That one's cool.
That was that the first one that did the thing with the doves?
Yeah.
Because that was like that was like became his trademark after a while of the doves, the two guns, the slow motion, all of that.
That was fairly early on in his sort of film. I'm sure Hard Boiled was sort of quite late on, which is I guess why it's at its peak.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing by
I think Hard Boiled was like probably that was like at his peak of Hong Kong, and that was probably the point that he got picked up by Hollywood.
Yeah.
Which reminds us, you have seen a John Woo film?
What?
Mission Impossible 2.
Oh, yeah, that is it.
That's because that's what I was thinking. That has the trademarks. It has the doves. It has Tom Cruise doing the slow motion guns thing. It has like all of that. It's amazing.
There's so much slow mo in that film.
There's so much slow mo, and like I feel like that's one of those films where like I love it because it's a John Woo film. Like people who have watched it as like a Mission Impossible thing. Yeah. It's not the best Mission Impossible film, but I don't care. It's a John Woo film with Tom Cruise. It's like so cool.
How would I not know that? That is actually my favorite Mission Impossible film.
Exactly.
It's like wow.
You should watch some of his other Hong Kong stuff because I mean a lot of it is you get to see like the sort of making of all of those things that he was then bringing into like the Hollywood stuff because like even Face Off has all the doves and like you know the two guys like you know trying to fight each other. It's always like usually a dynamic of two people on like you know the opposite side of the law or something like that, and it's like who are sort of like become like almost friendly rivals, and then like. I think like you say Hard Boiled does it best where like the two of them like don't really realize they're on the same team until towards the end and then they just become like this really cool dynamic. He's got the two guns, he's got the shotgun that are just like blowing their way through the hospital. It's like it's just unbelievable.
I quite like the sort of shift on that dynamic that he did in A Better Tomorrow, the first one, where they're not cool. They're just washed
losers.
up. Like Chow Yun-fat's got like a brace on his leg and he walks with a limp and all that. Yeah, and they're all just sort of old washed up gangsters who've been put out to pasture who need to go and get revenge, which is quite cool.
Yeah, that is quite a cool like concept for it. But
and then they just get rid of that in the sequels for the typical high octane blowing everything up. So like they bring in Chow Yun-fat's character's brother for the second one,
right,
from America, and he starts off he's running a restaurant in New York or something, and like he gets an action scene in there where he kicks off at everyone, so you know he means business.
Yeah, and then he's like gonna kill his patrons.
As the film progresses, it gets to like the final bit, and it's in this private estate, and like it's a white, like a nice clean white house. You can imagine the state of it by the end.
That's it, isn't it? Yeah,
they just kill everyone in there.
I love that though. I love it when they do that. It's just so, like you just set it up. It's like how messed up is this place gonna get? And it's like wow, it's unrecognized.
And then you get to the third one. It's randomly. It's not done by John Woo, but it still has Chow Yun-fat in it. It's a prequel set during the Vietnam War in Saigon.
That's
just
really
as you do, yeah.
Why didn't they call it A Better Yesterday though?
I know.
That's so stupid. A Better Tomorrow, like 3, the prequel, like that just it doesn't make any sense.
That's kind of what I liked about it though, because it's called A Better Tomorrow, and it's sort of in the Vietnam War. You know that there's not a better tomorrow coming for these characters because you know what happens to them all.
Yeah, true.
So I thought it was quite.
That's quite cool, I suppose. Yeah.
But that sort of it leads on to Bullet in the Head, which is another Vietnam Saigon film, which is amazing.
Right.
It's so good.
I haven't seen that one. I do want to watch it. I think it's on at that's not been on at the Tyneside yet, I don't think. So I'm gonna go try catch that when it comes on.
It's not the same as his other films. Like I had the expectation from the posters and the name that it would be sort
similar,
of but it's quite bleak. It's
right. Okay.
Like it starts off and the premise you sort of think, okay, I see where this is going. It's going to end in like a massive, crazy gun. Yeah. But it doesn't really. It's it's. I can't really go into it without massively spoiling it.
Yeah,
but
that's fair enough.
It's another great performance from Tony Leung. He's really good in it.
I do really like him and like a lot of stuff, to be fair. So
well, speaking of him, I forgot to bring it up before. Because it's just reminded us Shang-Chi. Do you know the bit in Shang-Chi where they're fighting on the skyscraper in China?
Yes.
That bit is just ripped off from Rush Hour 2.
I hadn't even thought about that. But Shang-Chi's a great
It's
film.
very good,
I really
I was watching Rush Hour 2 a few weeks ago and I was like, oh my God, they've just ripped this entirely out for Shang-Chi.
Yeah, but you're right, because it's like it's like the start of Rush Hour 2 where like
where like he's climbing up the bamboo scaffold. That bit.
Hell no.
I love that bit.
The woman in the bloody stairs calls him Kobe when he's like trying to get to the top of the building, running up the stairs while like Jackie Chan's like doing the amazing fight scene somewhere else, and he's just like running up a staircase.
I think the only other one that I'd want to mention in this is is City on Fire. It's not a John Woo film, but it is a Chow Yun-fat film, and that's another one where it's quite bleak, but it's really good.
Was that the one you were saying? It's like Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, it must have been what Tarantino's pinched from slightly.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's like Chow Yun-fat's an undercover police officer who doesn't want to be an undercover,
right?
But they won't let him go, and then he gets stuck in with all this gang who's planning a heist, and he forms like a proper brotherly bond with one of them.
Right.
Yeah,
a little bit Point Break in there as well.
It's really good.
That does sound
cool.
That
would be one of my recommendations. If you can,
have Arrow just come out with a new version of that. Yeah, I was going to say
I have it in my house,
and that's the reason I haven't watched Hard Boiled yet, because I'm trying my hardest to get a copy of the 4K.
Yeah,
and like
I'm the same.
I can't find it.
I got it the other week in HMV.
Yeah.
Have you watched it yet, or is it just?
I haven't watched the 4K home release since we went to the cinema.
It'll probably just be the same as the one that we saw. Yeah, which is fair.
Yeah,
that was amazing in the cinema.
All of them, pretty much all of those films that I've just mentioned, the John Woo ones and Chow Yun-fat ones are all free on Tubi. So
there you go.
Get yourself out there, guys.
Excellent.
Diversify.
But out of all the Hong Kong ones, the only one I saw was Bullet in the Head, and that one is really good. And then my dad was like, "Oh yeah, I like that film." I'm like, "It's one of my favorite Stallone films." I'm like, Stallone?
Bullet to the head.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And
I know. I was trying to find it on Letterboxd, and I was like, wait, I don't want to look at this Stallone film.
Yeah,
it's
not
what I want. Oh, it's the wrong one.
No, because my dad made me watch it thinking it was the John Woo one, and I'm like, no,
that is quite
it's really bad.
That's another thing I've only just remembered this as well. It's a nightmare trying to find these sometimes because they quite often change the names of them overseas.
There's loads on Prime that have got like completely random names.
They just like got the wrong name. So like I was saying about Right and Wrongs, I'm sure Yes Madam, when they brought that over to America, they changed the name to Right and Wrongs, and then Right and Wrongs was changed to Right and Wrongs 2, and it was like as if that was the sequel or something like that, or like so it's like, and it's like the whole Fists of Fury thing. Like
that happened with Operation Condor as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it did, but I can't remember what it was.
Just like subtitled Armor of God 2.
Yeah,
which is like, I mean, it's a good job they did, but like they could have just called it Operation Condor, and you'd be none the wiser.
Yeah, what was the because I know you brought this like a while ago when we were just talking. What's the Jackie Chan one where it's called like Karate Ghostbuster or something like that?
That's another one where it was just like a fairly standard. Hang on, I'm gonna have to Google this because I'm really curious. it was like a sort of Jackie Chan normal film, spiritual kung fu,
right,
is what it was called in Hong Kong, 1978, and then they localized it as Karate Ghostbuster with the subtitle "Who are you gonna call? Jackie Chan."
I need to see that.
I really want to watch that
tagline.
This is what I mean, though. There's like literally hundreds. You just can't even begin to like sort of like keep on top of all of them because like I say, I mentioned the Lucky Stars, but there's like a whole trilogy of those that are actually just called the Lucky Stars films, and like I don't know if any of them are particularly good, but yeah.
Well, a lot of these, like I say, you can get them on Tubi for free. I know there's quite a few of them on Plex for free.
I've been watching quite a lot of them on Prime as well. Yeah. So
anyone
and
who's
Sky,
listening who
weirdly,
fancies
which is
it,
really
you can
strange.
diversify your stuff to a good bit of Hong Kong action.
Yeah, check it out. It's worth
I
doing.
definitely got to do that.
I think that's all the shootouts we've got time for today. Make sure to check out our Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook pages for more CineClub podcast content and updates.
As always, this episode is recorded and produced by us, the Sunderland University students, as well as being engineered and edited by Emily Main.
Special thanks goes out to Steve Cannon, Barbara Sadler, and Richard Berry. A reminder that our 4 martial artists this week have consisted of me, Billy,
Me, Elliott.
Me, Jake.
And me, Connell. This has been a CineClub production for Spark. Thanks for listening.